Hi everyone, it's Sarah here. Welcome to my channel. Hopefully you can hear me. If you can't, turn up the volume. So, a lot of you guys have noticed just find my channels by chance and aren't actually like subscribed or anything, which is fine. I just didn't know that I should be introducing myself more. But my name is Sarah, and I have epilepsy, which means I have seizures, and I used to be more active on this channel, but a lot has changed, and I haven't been as active over the past while, but I wanted to maybe change that a little, possibly. Sometimes it's because I use my phone to record. Sometimes it's because the memory runs out, and then all that. And then there's other times where I can't film. I'm too exhausted, too tired, too sick, and depressed and anxious, because I have a lot going on with my life. So today, like this last week, I made a video, but unfortunately I had a bunch of stuff in the background that was kind of personal, as in pictures that I should probably not put out on YouTube, like family and stuff. So anyway, I am very tired. Now today, well, actually, I kind of will introduce myself. So yeah, I'm Sarah. And I've had seizures since I was 13, and I was diagnosed with epilepsy at 14. So my first official seizure was November 11th, 2009, I think. That was the first official. But we're thinking that there was this one that we just labeled as a concussion that was before then. But then I got diagnosed like right after that. So I have had many neurologists in my life. I've had many tests done, and they finally came to the conclusion, after doing like a million tests on me, that like I guess there's like some part of my brain, something about gray heterotopic manner. I guess there's like some neurons that didn't form right in my brain. And I saw on the scan, and you can barely see them, but it's pretty amazing that just those little things like changed my life completely. So I also have a VNS, which stands for vagus nerve stimulator, which is like a little device that's kind of like, you would kind of compare it to a pacemaker, but it's used for epilepsy instead. I believe they use it for depression too, but not as much. But basically it goes in your chest, and then they wrap the little wire lead around your vagus nerve, which is connected to your brain, obviously. And then that, I have more on that on other videos, but I have one of those. Got that replaced because the battery was almost gone. I got it replaced a couple years ago. No, my last video was in September, and I believe I was talking about like, well, I had just got my hair done and all that, and I don't really remember exactly what I was talking about, but a lot's happened since then. I'm gonna try and look at the camera, but I always end up looking away. A lot's happened since then. So I had been trying to, maybe I talked about this before, but I was almost 26, and which would mean that my parents' insurance would no longer cover me, so I had to appeal to stay on their insurance. And they have good insurance, so I wanted to stay on it. And of course, the appeal was denied. So then I had no choice but to apply for Medicaid, and I am so lucky that I was able to get approved for Medicaid. So, now, one of the things that worried me the most about Medicaid was that they want to approve all my medications, especially one of them, which is Oxteller, which is the extended release version of Trileptal. And by itself, it's about $1,300 a month. So, but they ended up covering all of them. But one thing that happened is that when you go on Medicaid, not everywhere covers Medicaid. Not everywhere takes Medicaid, I mean. So I had to find a new pharmacy, which was actually kind of like a blessing in disguise, because my old pharmacy was called VRX Pharmacy, and it was a mail order through Salt Lake. And we used them because they were really cheap. And they're a mail order, so they're supposed to send them to you, right? But they did not send them to me on time, ever. So I would sometimes only have a few pills left, and they still hadn't sent them to me. So then I would call them, and they said, oh yeah, well, we need to talk to you about this. And then I'm like, well, why didn't you call me and tell me that? Or, oh yeah, you have to get another thing with your doctor. You have to talk to your doctor. Well, okay, well, tell me that then. So they would always do that. And there was one point, I think, where I actually had to go up to Salt Lake to get my meds because they didn't send them. So I do not recommend them, and I'm not ashamed with calling them out. So I had to find a new pharmacy. Costco is one that my parents use sometimes, but they didn't cover Medicaid. They don't take Medicaid. So then we found out that Walmart takes Medicaid. And I was really nervous about that because I love Walmart, but it's a grocery store first, you know, and then they added a pharmacy to it, so I was kind of like worried that they wouldn't be as good as a normal pharmacy would be. But they are the most incredible people, and I love them so much. And they approve all of my medications, and everything goes so smoothly with them. I've never had a bad experience with them. There's this Walmart that's pretty close to where I live. I'm not going to say where it is, but the one I go to is just amazing. And it's interesting because in the Medicaid packet they said that a lot of the time you'll have to still pay copay for things, but it will just be really cheap. So I assume that's what it would be. But I don't have to pay any copay for any of my medications. And I guess that's amazing to them because they're always in awe. Like, because they always recognize me if it's someone I haven't really seen. They're like, oh, you don't have any copay today. I thought, well, okay, thanks. But I mean, I get technically 6. I get Oxteller, acetazolamide, lamotrigine, levetiracetam, and folic acid, and then also, and what's it called? Lorazepam, that's 6, and then promethazine, which is an emergency one for the complex migraines I have. So technically 7. like a 7 there. They're always so amazing, and the people are just so nice. They're so knowledgeable, and they're open every single day. Like every day when my old pharmacy was closed on weekends, and they were not helpful at all. I would do like a whole commercial for them because I love them so much. And then I also get their texting things where like they let me know when a medication is ready. They just send a text. And then sometimes what they do is if I have a medication that I haven't called in yet to be filled, they'll send me a message suggesting I fill it that will say like, you don't want to miss a dose, so you should fill these now. So the other day I was gonna call to fill in the Motrigine, which is Lamictal, and I was about to call that day, and then when I woke up I got a text from Walmart saying 3 medications should be refilled, you don't want to miss a dose. And I had no idea which medications they were talking about, but I'm sure they were right. So I got them filled. My dad picked them up, and one of them was Lamotrigine, and then 2 of them were ones that I would have needed really soon. So that was very exciting. So I really love them, but then there's also, you know, the kind of unfortunate stuff about like my therapist that I've gone to on and off for 10 years. He doesn't cover it. He doesn't take it. So I have to pay out of pocket if I want to see him, which I've done a few times because he's the only one I'll see. And then I learned that my primary care doctor normally doesn't take it either, but since I've seen him for so long, I guess my mom told me that he'll take me anyway, which is really sweet. But my dentist doesn't take it. But my dentist, he's the only one I like because he actually listens to me. Unlike others who think they know my body more, because sometimes they just don't believe me when I tell them. Like, I'm not trying to like diss any doctor or any dentists out there, so I'm sorry. But I just have like a really sensitive mouth, so when they like numb me for a cavity, sometimes they'll, you know, give me some, but I always tell them I need extra because I can still feel it even with one. And so I've had dentists who say, oh no, it's fine, and so they do it and I can still feel the drilling. But this dentist, he actually believes me and he'll do it, and he doesn't start until I'm completely numb. So anyway, he's great, and you should always be comfortable with the dentist and doctors you go to. So not that, like, if there's any dentists watching this, you know, I'm not like saying you're bad or anything. I'm just saying that I think we should all be comfortable with who we go with for any doctor. Which also brings me to my neurologist, who I've only met once through virtual, because my other one got transferred to the adolescent neurology at the university, and I don't like this new one. She just worked with her, so she automatically just was like, Sarah, you should see her. So my records were just transferred to her. But I don't like her very much, and my mom doesn't like her either. And we're thinking, like, we don't even like this woman. We were only staying there because of the other one. So what's the point? So we're thinking, even though she does take Medicaid, but we're thinking of just finding another one where where I live, like closer to me, so we don't have to go all the way up there, and all that, which I'm fine with because I don't like her. And that's another thing, like, you should really like your doctors because they're working with you to make you feel better and just with your health. So if you don't have a good doctor, then it just is bad. It's not, you shouldn't put up with something that, you know, you're not comfortable with. So there's that. I've had that experience a few times because I've had like 5 neurologists before. Oh, also, at the end of May, like mid-May, my mom got exposed to COVID from someone, probably where she worked. 'Cause she works at a school around kids and stuff, so of course she probably got it from one of them, or I don't know, around someone she knew. So she gets it, but I didn't even know, and so I wasn't even wearing a mask around her, because I'm always at home, but I had no idea that she had it, or, like, I didn't know I should be, anyway. So I started wearing a mask, but I guess it was too late, because, like, a day or two later, I woke up with a sore throat, and it hurt so bad. So my mom took me to a testing center where they did, like, the saliva test instead, where you, like, it's so gross. You actually have to spit a bunch of times into this thing, and you have to make it full with your saliva before handing it in. So that was gross. But then the next day you get your results, and I was pretty darn sure I had it, and I did. I even printed out the diagnosis, and I'm gonna frame it or something. So I had it, and it was awful. Oh my gosh. Because you hear about these people who get COVID, and you think, oh, that's depressing, you know, it sounds awful. But when you get it yourself, it's so terrible. And, you know, I was vaccinated, like, so I suppose it could have been a lot worse. But it still was bad. And, oh my gosh. Like, sore throat, fever, cough like no other. And it's sad because even though I'm technically, like, over COVID, I still have a bunch of the side effects. So I have had that cough for weeks. It was really bad for a while. And, like, I wouldn't even sleep. I would fall asleep at, like, 8 a.m. because I was coughing so much. Nothing was helping. But, I still get it every once in a while. It's, like, right now it's not so bad, but I'll just have coughing fits. And then it decided to mess with my skin, too. You can't see it as well. Oh, yeah, you can. Okay. It messes with my skin. It's left me with, some rashes. And it's so annoying because it's like, yeah, okay, I know rashes are gross, but I got rash on my face, like red dots, like on my chest here. I have some on my legs, and it's interesting because I use this, like, my skin is so sensitive anyway. My entire life I've had sensitive skin, so I can't use a lot of stuff. So the stuff that I do use has always been so gentle, and has been the only stuff that I've ever used, like, for the past few years, because it works and it's pure and stuff. But a while ago, like a week ago, when I used it again, my face felt really tight and red, kind of like a sunburn. And I thought, you know, what the heck is going on? I thought maybe I just applied too much of the stuff. But so then I took a bath, and before I took a bath last night, I did my face routine and stuff. And then after I got out of the bath, I was, you know, just hanging out in my room, and then I saw, like, red all over my face. And it was like all over, it was like a T-zone type thing, you know? So, yeah, you can kind of see it here. When you get closer, you can, like, see a bunch of dots. Yeah, it's pretty spread out. It's not fun. I have a bunch of pictures of it because it's just so... So I'm not gonna wash my face for a while. I'm just so frustrated. Whatever. I was gonna get my hair done again, but now I'm terrified because there's that whole thing about people, like, I guess you can be allergic to dye that's you've been using for years. So I'm really scared that'll happen to me. So I don't know. It's like, whatever. So lately, I've been having a lot of seizures because I've been so stressed out about life. I had a lot of personal issues going on. And then, like, anxiety and depression. And the depression has been especially bad. So I'm waiting to go to a psychiatrist, because over the years I've been on 3 different anxiety, mood, whatever meds. I've been on, but my primary care doctor subscribed them, and he's not a specialist in them, and they didn't work for me at all. I was on, that doesn't mean it wouldn't work for you though, because it worked for my mom and my dad. But I was on Lexapro, which did not help me, but of course helped my parents, and I think one of my sisters. Then I was on Zoloft, which did not help. And then I was on Prestique, which I thought helped maybe for a month. And then I had to go off cold turkey, which was the worst thing one of the worst things I've ever experienced. So I'm gonna go to the psychiatrist soon, and he can help figure that out. I don't know about you, but sometimes, like, I'll be feeling certain things, but then once you go to the doctor or whatever, you forget everything you're feeling. So, like, if I go to him, or go to, like, my therapist, and then I'll be really depressed and really down, in one of my whatever, But as soon as I go there, he's so cheerful and all that I forget everything, and it's just... So, yeah, I've been writing down, like, whenever I'm particularly down, I have a notebook, and then I write down, like, the date and exactly what I'm feeling. And then I'm gonna bring that with me. That's cool. But I've been having seizures so much because of my stupid stress and anxiety. And it's just so annoying. I've been keeping track on my calendar, and just things have been so frustrating. Last night, I was just lying there from, my mood swings, like, just all that. And then I started having seizures, so I just got an ice pack from my mini fridge and slapped it on. And then, like, I don't know about you, if any of you have seizures, but, like, you get so uncomfortable when you have them that you kind of, like, move around and, like, get tense, and, like, it's like you can't get in a good position. You're just, like, kind of, like, tight. Like, your muscles are completely, I don't know, maybe that's just me. But I just cannot get in a good position. I'm just so, like that. So I just move around, and it's just so frustrating. I do have to write down on my calendar that I had some last night. I've had so many. So tired. I can't see the psychiatrist until they have a cancellation, and they should before August, because that's when the next one is. Because I could really use it. So, my face hurts. I need to stop touching it. It feels like sunburn, and it's really tight. I've just been listening to music. So, yeah. Anyway, there's that. And maybe I'll make another one soon. I have no idea. I don't know what's happening with life. But be safe. And, also, I will put in my email downstairs. Or not downstairs. I'm tired, okay? I will put in my email in the description. I put that there for those of you who feel like you're alone, because no one should feel alone, and I want to be able to be there for you if you need a friend or something, have any questions or whatever. Just send me an email, and I will email as soon as possible, so you don't feel alone, because I know I feel alone a lot, and I always feel like I'm the only one out there with epilepsy, but I know I'm not, but it's like, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I'll try and make another one as soon as possible. So stay safe, wash your hands, eat healthy, drink a lot of water, drink a lot of fluids. That'll help you. Even if you don't have seizures or anything, drinking is very important. Drinking water. And get sleep. And if you feel stressed out, take deep breaths, because you can do it. You can get through it. You're not alone. Okay? So, I will talk to you guys next time. Okay, we'll stop.